Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Here on this channel, I share with you some of my coins and tell you what to look for your very own coins. So here we have some Eisenhower dollars. And get ready because we have a lot of information to share with you in this video, so it might be kind of a long one. But as you can see here, we've got a 71, 72, 74, 76, 77, and a 78 Eisenhower dollar. So this video is going to talk about the different types of 71 and 72 dollars. So there are a couple different varieties that have to do with these 2 years. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the metal content of both the copper nickel clad coins as well as the silver coins and talk about the prices for the melt value of the silver coins. And we're going to talk about the very high end coins. So let me move some of these aside so we can focus on one of them. It looks like the lighting would probably be better if we got some of these out of the way. Then the camera will do a better job. So we're taking that out. Look, the Eisenhower dollar fits right into this holder. Maybe this holder used to contain an Eisenhower dollar. Could be. All right, so here we have the 1971 Eisenhower dollar. 71 was the first year that the Ike dollar was made, and people weren't too impressed with it. The Eisenhower dollars definitely weren't the most popular of the dollar coins. I'd say they were probably even less popular than the Sacagawea and the presidential dollars that they're coming out with now. The main issue with the Eisenhower dollars that people didn't really like is the absolute size of them. These are big, hefty coins. They've got a diameter of 38.1 millimeters and a weight of 22.68. So if you've got like a couple of these pretty much take up your whole pocket. So not very easy to use at all. So on the obverse is Eisenhower. He's facing the left, and on the reverse of the coin, we've got a Apollo 11 mission image. It's got the eagle holding an olive branch, flying above the moon with the Earth in the background. I'll adjust it a little bit there for you. And here, just a little sneak preview of what we're going to be talking about later with the different types. The different types have a lot to do with these islands right back here. So we'll get into that later. Now, these coins weren't too popular, mainly because people didn't spend them. But for that exact same reason, because people didn't spend them, people hung on to them and just put them into their own sets. We can find some special, really uncirculated coins that are in great condition because people weren't, dealing with these coins on a regular basis. So I just shifted it around for you there. This is still the 71. So let's talk about a few of the different types. There's a 1971 Type 1 and Type 2, and there's a 1972 Type 1, 2, and 3. 1972 Type 2 is the most scarce, and that has the most value as far as the errors and varieties go. But different type coins are pretty common, especially during the first year that the coins are coming out. So this coin came out in 1971. So the two type coins are in 1971 and 1972. But they kind of made it a little bit different because they adjusted this coin even when it was in circulation. So they made the first type. So the 1971 Type 1 it's known as the Friendly Eagle. So it's got the eagle actually looks like it's got more of a smile than this kind of straight line jaw and beak that you see right here. And then the Type 2 is this one that you're looking at right here, which is the common reverse. Now let me get into the 1972 coin. Actually, first I'll give you the mintages on that 1971. So in 1971, there were 47.7 million made at the Philadelphia Mint, 68 million made at the Denver Mint. And also another kind of weird feature about the Eisenhower dollar is that they're making both the silver dollars and the copper nickel clad dollars at the same time. So in 1971, there were 6.8 million of the silver dollars made. So let's talk a little bit about those silver dollars before we get into the different types. So for the types for the 72. So the silver dollars were made from 71 to 74, as well as 1976 for the old bicentennial. So the silver dollars are 40% silver, 60% copper. The total weight of the coin is 24.59 grams. So that gives the coin a total melt value of $5.27. It's got $5 just in silver melt value, and the remaining metal content of the copper kind of bumps it up a little to give it a total melt value of $5.27. So the ways that you can identify the difference between the silver and the copper, primarily the weight. That's the most effective or kind of foolproof way to identify that. So the copper nickel clad coins are going to have a weight of 24.59 grams. The silver coins are going to have a weight of the silver coins are going to have a weight of 24.59 and the copper of 22.68. Sorry, kind of messed that up there for you, but we got it straight at the end. So the silver coins are going to weigh more. That's a definitive way to know. You can also notice by the silver coins will have a S mint mark on the obverse. That's a kind of a easy way to know as well. So you can see this coin right here. It's a 77. So I guess 77. They didn't make the silver ones, but so the S right there, you'll see that on the silver coins. So the silver dates, as I said, were from. Let me get you the silver dates. Silver dates 71, 72, 73, 74. And 1976. So if you're looking at one that has a S mark, good chances are it's a silver coin. You can also weigh it, and you can also look at the edge. So this one right here, we can see the copper showing through. The silver coin will not have copper showing through on it. All right, now we just hammered that out for the difference between the copper and the silver. So that's kind of another wrinkle that people didn't really take into consideration, and I can see why it would kind of annoy people that they're making these silver coins and the copper nickel clad coins at the same time. So just another reason to confuse people. All right, so I've switched into 1972. And the 1972 had a couple different types in it. Now, what the mint said, the reason for them changing up the 1972 is because the changes in technology. But I think that kind of translated to a lot of people that the mint wasn't doing a good job with their dies, and they really need to change things up, particularly with these Caribbean islands here at the top. So here is this is the Apollo 11 symbol, and so what they wanted was a kind of an image of the U.S. in the back, and because that's such like a fine detail right there, that gets messed up pretty easily. So the mint fixed things up for their 1972 Type 1 and Type 2. The Type 1 will have enclosed islands for Caribbean, so these are all going to be kind of just one little kind of blob, whereas you're looking at the Type 2 right there. So that has, I believe this is the Type 2, but the Type 2 has raised islands on it. I could be mixing those Type 1 and Type 2 up. So, before you take my word completely in this video, research specific images of the Type 1 and Type 2. Now, the Type 3 is a little bit different. They kind of polish things up, and going forward, that's how it would be. So they fixed up the R right there. For the Type 3, they also fixed up the back of Eisenhower's hair, so they gave his hairline at the bottom here a little bit more definition. I'm not sure if this would be classified as a Type 3 coin. It does have those, you can see clearly on the back, the Caribbean islands are actually in pretty good shape, so definitely it's not the one with the Caribbean islands consolidated on them. All right, so we got through those. Let's look at some of the other features of the Ike dollar right here. we can fast forward. We looked at the 71 and 72 already. 74, this coin right here. The reason why I don't have a 1973, we can definitely talk about that. 1972, there were 92 million made at the Denver Mint. In 1973, there were only 2 million made at the Denver Mint. There were also 2 million made at the Philadelphia Mint. So the 1973 coins, a lot more rare than the 72, 74, and all the other years. They also didn't make Eisenhower coins in 1975. I've been told that's because they were gearing up for the bicentennial coins. They wanted all their production facilities to start building these because they anticipated really high demand for these. They were kind of correct. People really liked these bicentennial coins. People held on to them and didn't spend them, which I think makes the mint money. So there weren't any made in 1975, but they started making these cool bicentennial coins. So let's talk about the mintages for that and a little bit of the design difference. So you can see there's a 200-year span here at the bottom, 76 to 76. And that's the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And then on the reverse right here, it's a little bit different. It's got the Liberty Bell with the moon behind it. So the moon is actually on both of these. This coin right here has the eagle landing on the moon. This coin right here has the Liberty Bell and the moon. So kind of the progression. We started off with the Liberty Bell, and now we've got people landing on the moon. So let's talk about the mintages for the 76 while we're at it. So there are a few different varieties. I'm not going to get into those with this video and as far as pointing them out. But the main 1976 coin that came out with the thin lettering from the Philadelphia Mint had 113 million. So there were a lot. There were also 21 million made at the Denver Mint with block lettering, 82 million made at the Denver Mint with thin lettering, as well as proof coins made at the San Francisco Mint that will have the S mint mark on them. So I'll flip it over here. Any chance we get a San Francisco Mint? Nope. Bummer. Moving on. All right, so the last two coins that I had to share with you, a little bit less information about these because we've kind of touched upon a lot of it. So we got the 1977 D right here, and this one right here is the 1978 Denver Mint. So in 77 and 78, in 77 there were 32 million made at the Denver Mint. In 78 there were 33, so pretty consistent. All right, I told you we got a lot of information in this video, and we still got a lot more to go. So I wanted to now talk about the really high-end Eisenhower dollars. So those different varieties that I mentioned with the 71 and 72, those can get you some money, but the real money to be made, the real expensive coins are going to be sold to the people that are building up a set registry. So a set registry, people are people out there who want to get the best possible coin for each year. So these Eisenhower dollars are part of that. Now, to get those, you really want your coin to be graded mint state 67 or higher. That's going to mean that it's going to have minimal marks on it, and it's going to have the full luster, the full shine around it. So a mint state 67 coin is going to have very trivial marks on it. And those mint state 67 is a really, really high grading. Those have been sold for $10,000. So very expensive right there. The problem with that is that they kind of mark pretty easily. These coins, when they're taken around the mint, they're generally handled in really large bags. The coins can kind of bang up against each other, and then you get scratches before they even come out of circulation. So a mint state 67, kind of the entry, well, you could get one that's graded less than that, and it'd still be worth some money. But a mint state 67, that's when you're getting into the $10,000 range. 68, really rare. And mint state 69s are kind of near impossible to find, but those can be worth quite a lot of money. So let me just flip it over so I can illustrate some things to look for if your coin is graded highly. So you're going to want the full luster. You're going to want kind of the shine throughout the whole coin without seeing any scratches. If it's going to be graded mint